Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane. Welcome to your June 2025 tarot card reading. But before we get into the cards, I just wanted to make a very quick announcement letting y'all know that now that Saturn has officially moved into Aries, now he's conjunct Neptune. We also have Jupiter moving into Cancer this month too, as of June 9th. So if you're interested in getting an idea of how these transits are happening, how they're affecting your chart, the areas of life that will be affected, and really how to navigate these transits to kind of maximize your success with them. I do have a private reading option available for that. So all that information will be in the description box in the comment thread down below if you feel like checking it out. Now would be the perfect time to kind of get yourself prepared, especially for Jupiter in Cancer, which is his sign of exaltation, which is beautiful. So I look forward to that. So please feel free to do that. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into the cards. Hello, Scorpio, and welcome once again to your June 2025 tarot card reading. So let's go ahead and get started here with a couple of oracle cards. So Scorpio, what is it that you need to know for June 2025? We're going to start with the Elephant Spirit, which says, learn from the past. Which is always good advice, right? To make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes. And maybe there's going to be a temptation to do that or an opportunity to do that. And you're going to have to be very conscious and self-aware and choose things that are not the same pattern. You're going to have to choose to break that pattern. And you're going to have to choose to walk away from that comfort zone that, or that desire for comfort that you might be longing for a little bit. I think right now it's really important for all of us to be just a little uncomfortable. I said that last year when Pluto was kind of going back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn. I'm going to keep saying it this year too, because we've got this Saturn-Neptune conjunction going on right now. And it's just like this time where our structure and the way of life that we've lived for a long time, it's just starting to dissolve and starting to dissipate, and we have to be willing and ready to kind of move into new frontiers. Okay, so Scorpio, what else do you need to know with our Greek mythology deck for June? Sacrifice. Okay, which is not always easy, but we still have that North Node in Pisces, and I think there's kind of a demand for that, right? There are things we're gonna have to walk away from. There are aspects of life, maybe there are people or relationships, also comfort zones, right? That we're going to have to be able to say, you know what? The cost of my new life is my old one, and I have to be willing to pay that price. I think this takes great courage and a high degree of character to be able to do this. So I'm not going to say you're going to be tested this month. We'll see what the rest of the cards have to say. I don't know that you're going to be tested, but it's just going to be very apparent that your old life is dissolving, and that you're going to have to start making different choices that support your vision. So Scorpio, so the World card, starting with the Tarot. Okay. We have the World, the Four of Swords, and the Three of Coins. Now, I personally really like the Three of Coins a lot because it speaks to relationships that are productive and effective and that really serves you well when it comes to building these new structures in your life that you're going to need to build. There's a lot of design work. Kind of see this as like blueprints or architecture, right? Where you kind of have those big blueprints and you're kind of planning and strategizing and everything. But, I think having other people to consult with, now this could be friends and family, a spouse, it could be other colleagues, people you work with, mentors, clients, coaches, guides, whatever. But these are people that you respect and that are going to tell you, tell it like it is. They're not going to sugarcoat things. I don't think Scorpio is looking for people to sugarcoat stuff. I think you're looking for direct and honest feedback because you know that that's what's going to help you. You know that that is what's going to get things to proceed, or to progress rather. That's what you want, right? With that world card. Now the world card is really neutral. It just kind of pushes you into some kind of new place. But Scorpio, I think that you've kind of graduated from some aspect of life, right? You've really reached that point where, all right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this place. I'm done with this reality. I'm done with this pattern. And I don't know, it just feels natural. I'm looking at that Four of Swords. It feels like there's a lot of peace of mind around this big transition that you're going through. This is not something that is mentally draining or exhausting. It does not seem as though it's creating any type of chaos in your life either. It feels like it's flowing the way it's supposed to flow. The world often makes me feel of like a rebirth. There's a new beginning, a new cycle, right? This is the end, right? The major arcana, this is the end. So with every end, there must be a beginning. And this is a place where I think Scorpio really thrives, in that transformative realm. Being Gemini season, we have a lot of 8th house activity. Now the first few days, the first week, a little over a week till June 9th, we have the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter in the 8th house. Now Jupiter will be moving on into Cancer on the 9th, but that first 9 days, Jupiter will be in the 8th house. So this 8th house, regenerative, transformative, deep molecular kind of change, it's where you thrive. It gets intense sometimes, but I think we're coming out of the intensity. You've reached the end of the Jupiter in the 8th house era, which is not easy. It's been this whole year, so it's not an easy place for Jupiter to be. It really accentuates a lot of the challenges that we go through psychologically. There can also be money concerns, difficult relationship concerns. There can be, things that we kind of get buried under. Sometimes it's debt, sometimes it's other people's behavior, and we tend to struggle with kind of clawing our way out of those situations. But this is a time where, Scorpio, I think you're coming out of it. You're reaching the end. And I think you feel very much at peace with that. But I think you're going to need some assistance. I don't think this is something that you can just kind of sleep your way through. I think you have to be very aware and willing to make these revisions. That's why that Three of Coins is so important, because this external feedback and these other perspectives and other viewpoints is what's going to help you to see what it is you need to see, so that you don't repeat those patterns from the past. All right. So let's see what else comes through for Scorpio in the next row as we proceed through Gemini season. We have the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Temperance card. So the Six of Cups and Two of Cups really mirror the Three of Coins, in that clearly, Scorpio, relationships are going to be highlighted here. Keep in mind, it's all different kinds of relationships. So it might be professional for some of you. It might be personal. It might be romantic. It might be something else. But I like the Six of Cups because, well, two reasons. First, there's a past connection, okay? Connection with your past. And there might be some element of nostalgia where you might be starting a new chapter, which is a chapter that you've been dreaming about for a very long time. It almost feels like there's a revival, or something is coming back to life a little bit. Or that you're making your past self proud, or something like that. On the second hand, this also feels like an act of generosity, or some type of a gift, or a leg up, where someone might be saying, hey, Scorpio, let me help. Here's something you might need. Here's a contact. Here's some money. Here's an idea. Here's this job opportunity, or whatever. Like, here's this is what you might need. And this is something that you really don't want to let your pride get in the way. Not saying that you are being prideful. I don't see that in the cards. But I'm just saying, generically, this is not a time to let pride get in your way, because you don't want to reject a gift from the universe. And it is a gift from the universe. I guarantee it. It is not something just from another person, right? The universe is using another person as a vessel to give you what you need so that you can make this transition peacefully and easily and start the next phase of life, whatever that is for you. And with the Two of Cups, there is a union. There's some kind of meeting of the mind or meeting of the hearts. Two of Cups is something that we usually really enjoy. There's creative sparks, maybe romantic sparks for some of you. There's a feeling of kinship. It's like, or a soulmate energy of like, wow, this is someone who really gets me. This is someone who understands. This is someone who's been here before. And it's a bond. It's a very strong bond. And this is a place also where Scorpio thrives. I think you thrive in an environment where you can be real and authentic and deep and honest and true with someone. And I don't think that happens every day for Scorpio. I think Scorpio, you can have that, general authenticity, and you can be very open and transparent to a degree. But when it comes to really letting someone in, I think that's something that Scorpio, like there's a threshold. And you'll let people in all day long up to this point. But anything deeper than that, and it takes a very special person. And so, again, it's extremely rare to find someone that you trust that much, that you love that much, that you believe in that much, to be able to go deeper. Like, for example, you may tell people about some of the past, right? This is the surface stuff, the surface authenticity, where you may tell people, okay, yes, this is what happened in my past. This was my trauma. This is what, da, 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 da. But maybe there's only a few people that you tell how it really made you feel, right? Or you tell the truth of how you really reacted, or what you really thought in private, right? Or something like that. I'm just using that as an example, but there's only a select few that you go deep with. So this is probably one of those people, or that one person, if there's one. And to me, I feel like that type of a bond is really important for you as you are starting to, with this Temperance card, kind of reallocate attention and resources from one path to another. Because I think maybe there's some expression of fear. There's some expression of insecurity. There's some expression of concern about something. And it's this other person that kind of cheers you on. And maybe this is the same person in the Six of Cups. I don't know. But it does feel like you have an extensive support network that is supporting you, and you should hopefully take advantage of that, because this is a transitionary time with this Temperance card. Now, Temperance, again, similar to the Four of Swords, it's not an extreme card. It's not volatile. It's not all over the place. It's actually pretty flat-lined. It's literally temperate, right? Temperance, temperate, moderate. It's all just as flat-lined as we can possibly get. But you're going to need this network of people to help you stay in that mindset, because it's the other people that are going to encourage you, that are going to believe in you and say, Scorpio, you definitely can do this. It's no problem for you. Otherwise, your doubts may creep in, and the insecurities might start to have a stronger voice than they deserve, and that kind of thing. But I don't see that Scorpio really allows space for all that insecure stuff. It's almost as though you tell yourself, with that World Four of Swords card, it's almost as though you tell yourself, I can't let in even an inkling of doubt or insecurity in right now, because this process is so fragile and I don't want to revert back. So I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that those doubts don't creep in at all. Now, we're not repressing or suppressing anything, all right? We're human beings. Of course, we're going to have those thoughts. But I kind of feel like you're doing everything you possibly can to not indulge in those thoughts whatsoever. But through discipline, through intention, and through focus, I think you can really just start reallocating time, energy, and attention to the new project, and that's it. It's just a matter of kind of diverting the river, right? Diverting the river of energy, the river of focus. Now, as we move into Cancer season, remember we have Jupiter moving into Cancer, which is going to be beautiful for you. Jupiter in Cancer in the 9th house. Jupiter loves to be in Cancer and he loves to be in the 9th house, so it's a really positive place for him to be. That happens on June 9th. And then on the 20th, that's when the sun comes in. So the last, 10 days or so, we're going to have this Sun-Jupiter conjunction in Cancer in the 9th house. Now, for you, we get the Hierophant, which speaks to your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-respect, and your sense of personal authority, and also kind of that sense of truth. And when I say truth, what I mean is that you're aligned quite tightly with what your soul has intended for you. That there's not a floundering or a wandering off the path. And I think you're very much on the path. And I don't think you should have doubts. By the time we get to Cancer season, I didn't really see any doubt in this whole reading, but I know we're human beings, but I just don't really see doubt. I just see personal strength. I see a sense of deserving or a sense of deservedness. And I see you being quite empowered and feeling emboldened. I think a big part of that is because of the network of people that you have around you. It's because you chose wisely with whom to associate, right? Those with whom you chose to associate. You were specific. And I think you should be specific with your 3 of coins, your 6 of cups, and your 2 of cups. And you definitely should take whatever leg up this is. Again, please do not let pride get in your way. If someone is trying to give you a gift of any kind, please take it graciously. First of all, you deserve it. Second of all, it's going to make your life a lot easier because you're not going to have to generate or manifest that on your own. Okay? And it's literally being handed to you. So whether it's a piece of advice, whether it's something physical, whether it's whatever, just take it. And I look at this High Priestess and I look at this. Now, this 5 of Cups really aligns with that sacrifice card. Okay? It aligns with that which must be let go of. You're going to have to be okay with the release and the loss. And maybe there is going to be a little period of grief. Now, when Jupiter comes in to Cancer, we have to remember that Cancer, as much as we love the 9th house, and that's beautiful and all, but Cancer is ruled by the moon. And the moon is retentive, right? It really holds on to stuff like a sponge, right? It's our subconscious mind. It's our deep, deep mind. And it also represents our physical body. So a lot of the things that our physical body holds on to, when Jupiter comes in, it's going to be illuminated first. We're going to become aware of it. And then we're going to try to find freedom from it, especially if it is something that hurts us or prevents us from growth and development. But I do think that comes a sadness. Comes a sadness because maybe you didn't know it was in there, or maybe you'd been holding on to it. Even here with the High Priestess too, there's something very deep that is going to be exposed. And I think you're going to feel a little bit sad about it. But this is not to be depressed. I think this is the process of release. This is what needs to happen. This is how you find freedom. And I think this is going to be a continual process. Jupiter is going to be in Cancer for a year. So the fact that this is happening right out of the gate, it's fairly unique, but it does tell me that, all right, it's time for you to let go of it. It's time for you to find the freedom that you deserve from it, because it has been locked in that private subconscious realm for far too long. I feel like the High Priestess is here to reveal secrets, to reveal information, to reveal things, and you deserve to heal. You deserve to be whole. And it's hard to do that if we're not even aware that something resides. Like, it's like an alligator below the surface. Like, it's not fair. Like, it's there, you can't see it, but now it's time for those things to be exposed so that you can freely swim in those waters, okay? But I do think there's going to be a sadness. Maybe there's going to be a little regret, maybe a little bit of remorse, whatever, but those are natural emotions. You shouldn't beat yourself up for those. Those are very natural. And chances are these types of emotions have been blocking they've been blocking progress. And it seems to me like this story is like, all right, the progress begins, and then we immediately, it's because you're on this right track, right? You're on the right track. So immediately you have to address the weakest link, which is a part of you, right? Which is a part of your deeper subconscious. And you address this weak link, and then you'll be able to continue with the process and continue to make things manifest. It's just time, right? It's just simply time for these things to stop being problematic. Again, I don't even know that you realize that they've been problematic. You may realize like, oh, I haven't had the effects that I've wanted to have, or I haven't gotten the results that I've wanted to get. Maybe you realize that, and you may realize like, oh, there is some type of blockage in there somewhere, but maybe you've misidentified it, or maybe you've thought it was one thing, but it was a different thing, So this is, I think, where truth comes out. That's why the feedback mechanisms are so important, because they are going to help you to see what it is that's really the issue, so that you can change it. And I think you want to. Scorpio, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that you want to eliminate whatever it is that's been hurting you or stopping you from getting to where you want to go. Okay? All right, Scorpio, we're going to pull out the clarifier. So for those of you who are new, we're going to pull out 27 new cards, and we're going to talk about those in the comprehensive, and you can find that on my website, and the link is in the description box in the comment thread down below if you want to join. I also have like a subscription, so if you want to automatically get it, you're more than welcome to sign up for that too. I'll put the links down below too, so easy access for all of you. So let's go ahead and get started here with the World card. So what is it that Scorpio needs to know for this World card here? We have the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Swords, which doesn't surprise me with that Five of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, King of Cups, that's you, Scorpio, and the Chariot. Three of Coins, we have the Seven of Cups, Page of Coins, and Seven of Wands. Beautiful Knight of Cups, I love that. Another Four of Swords, Nine of Coins, beautiful Knight of Wands, Knight of Coins, Five of Swords, King of Coins, Four of Wands, and the Fool card. Justice, Ten of Coins, beautiful. Love that pendulum swing. and the 10 and the Page of Swords, excuse me. We have the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Moon. Of course, the Moon and the High Priestess come out together, certainly representing the Cancerian energy. And then we have that Four of Coins, beautiful Eight of Cups, love to see that, and the Judgment card. Very positive way to finish off this reading. So, all right, Scorpio, this is where we're going to pick up. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing month, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.